Recruitment agency Randstad is warning that employees in Malaysia's construction and property sector, particularly workers with less than 2 years' experience, will likely have to brace for retrenchments this year. In its 2019 Market Outlook report, Randstad points out that the change in government had a huge impact on the sector, especially the big-ticket infrastructure projects such as the KL-Singapore High-Speed Rail and East Coast Rail Link. Companies which had mass-hired candidates in the market at the beginning of 2018 are now focused on getting the projects approved or reapproved by the new government. Now that Putrajaya is prolonging the duration of most of the major projects, these firms no longer need as many talents, and Randstad says HR teams are already preparing for the impending labour changes. Some of them have already started to speak with their industry counterparts on the likelihood of transitioning their workers to other companies who are in need of talent. On the bright side, depending on the individual's work experience, Randstad says there is a high possibility that these candidates are able to receive job offers from other companies quickly. It adds that the market remains optimistic and has begun hiring again, with priority on those who have niche and specialized skills over generalists. Employees in Malaysia could be in for a smaller pay raise this year, amid signs of a global economic slowdown, according to the latest study by consulting firm Korn Ferry. The Los Angeles headquartered company says employees could see an average 5% pay increase this year, which is slightly lower from the 6% hike in 2018. Once adjusted for an inflation rate of 1.4%, however, the real wage increase would amount to 3.6%, a tiny increase from the 3.5% predicted for 2018. That's slightly better than in Singapore, where workers are seen getting on average a 4% pay raise, which comes down to 3% once adjusted for inflation. According to Korn Ferry, of the sectors in Malaysia, the telecommunications and media sector should see the highest increase, while insurance and oil and gas are expected to see the smallest improvement. Meanwhile, variable or performance-based bonuses are also expected to shrink, averaging 2.1 months in 2019 compared with an average of 2.3 months last year. Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon has apologized to the Malaysian people for the role that Tim Leisner, then a partner at the firm, played in the 1MDB fiasco. Pushing the blame to the firm's former star dealmaker, Solomon said in a conference call with analysts that Malaysia was defrauded by many individuals, including Leisner. He maintains that the bank had conducted considerable due diligence on the transactions and that it was misled by Leisner and senior officials in the previous Malaysian administration. Malaysia is seeking up to $7.5 billion in compensation from Goldman for its role in misleading investors in the 3 bond sales it arranged for troubled 1MDB. Meanwhile, the US has charged 2 former Goldman bankers with conspiracy to launder money and bribery. Leisner is due to be sentenced in June after pleading guilty to the charges. His former deputy, Roger Ng, was arrested in Malaysia, where he has been charged with abetting Goldman to provide misleading statements in the bonds offering prospectus. Ng is now fighting extradition to the US. Influencers and internet celebrities, even minors, who make from paid reviews, brand endorsements and businesses conducted via social media have been reminded that they too are subject to income tax if they earn more than 5,000 ringgit a month. The Inland Revenue Board says such activities are categorized as a profession, and that means those involved will have to declare their earnings. IRB officers say they will be able to detect tax dodgers when the companies that paid for the internet celebrities' services declare it in their tax forms and share the details on the ambassador or vendors whom they hired. As for minors, their parents or their legal guardians will have to declare the incomes earned by filling out the relevant tax forms on their behalf. IRB CEO Datuk Sri Sabin Samita says the IRB has been attempting to reach out to these individuals via traditional mediums such as television and radio. He adds that they are welcome to visit IRB offices to obtain advice on income declaration and tax calculation. Berjaya Land is looking to develop a beachfront resort in Okinawa, Japan, with a GDV of about $1 billion or 4.11 billion ringgit. It will be situated on about 100 acres of land owned by Berjaya Land along the western coast, 50 kilometers northeast of Naha International Airport. In a statement today, Berjaya Land said its unit Berjaya Okinawa Development has inked a deal with Four Seasons Hotels and Resorts to develop the project. The Four Seasons Resort and Private Residences Okinawa will cost about $400 million or 1.64 billion ringgit to develop and is expected to take 4 years to complete. Berjaya Corp Chairman Tan Sri Vincent Tan says the resort is another iconic project in Japan for the Berjaya Group, emulating the success of Four Seasons Hotel and Hotel Residences Kyoto, which officially launched in December 2016.